From the day he got elected up until Inauguration Day, Donald Trump has distanced himself from his voter base. Welcome to Law and Society. Please subscribe and let's briefly talk about this. I don't, it just seems to me that right after he won the election, Donald Trump went from this populist messaging that I am your savior, if they're doing this to me, so because I'm in the way of the deep state coming to get you, and I'm going to fix everything, and I'm going to bring down the cost of living, and I'm going to bring down inflation and everything, and I'm going to mass deport, and I'm going to drill, baby, drill. And when right after he won the election, the cost of living, the price of eggs, that sort of just went away. He casually said, oh, once it goes up, it's very difficult to bring it back down. Then when it comes to mass deportations, yeah, he's still talking about mass deportations, but he's going to be and is selective about it by going after blue urban areas first with the ICE raids, and perhaps even sheltering or giving preference to states like Georgia and Florida that have massive food production industries. Give them a break. That's not where you start. And then you go into his oligarchical nominations and his ambassadorships and these people who are billionaires who will be surrounding him. So we have a presumptive billionaire, convicted felon in the White House as president, who is surrounded by oligarchs, with Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, and his biggest patron having given over $270 million. He is going to have an office in the White House. And this whole 2 months, have we heard from Donald Trump at all about what he's going to do about the cost of living? What he's going to do about price of gas, the price of eggs? No, we haven't heard that. Somehow, his agenda has moved forward with his nominations. You can tell that he wants to go after his political enemies. That threat stays alive, but his promise to the people who voted them in goes away. And January 20th, today's weather gives him that ultimate chance to distance himself. Today's weather in DC is not very different from how it was when JFK was inaugurated. It was this cold during Barack Obama's first inauguration. So what was the big deal? There were thousands and thousands of his voters who voted for him and who spent thousands of dollars and came to DC, and they were told in a minute's notice that because of the weather, we're going to move inside in the rotunda, and no, you cannot come in. Like that is probably the most blatant, oh, you are the outsider. You are the outsider, regular people. We are the rich oligarchs who rule over you people. You people. So that's the message that I get from these last 2 months after the election, and as we land on today. We are walking into uncharted waters. We're walking into territory that we have not seen before. We're seeing nominations sail through where there needs to be resistance in the Senate to properly advise and consent, and to be able to vet each of Donald Trump's nominees properly. We're not seeing that happening because they only gave Hegseth 1 day. They're just going to question them for 1 day or one session and pass their senatorial duties off as a formality, because that would endanger our national security, our public health, our food production, our trade treaties, our defense treaties, not just with NATO, not just with pulling away from helping Ukraine, because you know Donald Trump will do everything he can to appease Vladimir Putin. And the best thing he can do is withdraw from helping Ukraine. And that'll put the weight of Ukraine's defense on Europe's shoulders. And that would be sort of a soft break from being part of NATO. And Vladimir Putin couldn't be happier. So that's just one area of the foreign policy. Then you have Gaza and Israel. You have the Taiwan, China issues. Then you have the trade sort of espionage that is going on, the global competition for AI, and how that is manipulating the truth and manipulating the reality in where most people live. It's hard to imagine today we live in a world where more people care about democracy, more people care about a 24-hour TikTok ban than democracy being undermined. And that seems to be kind of a fad, but I hope that fad doesn't kill our republic. Because, there will be many more republics after our republic falls. But we want to keep our republic going as long as we can. And our republic that includes all of the states, that includes all Americans. And this inclusivity is not part of Donald Trump's agenda. And I wanted to briefly talk about that to you. And I don't know what is headed our way, but we can't shy away from speaking the truth whenever, however we can. Thank you very much.